Hello everybody. Up ahead is my Honda 750. CB750k 1974. The namesake of my YouTube channel. I've had this YouTube channel for years and years, and this is the first time I've put in the namesake on video for the channel. A little bit about this bike. 1974 model, 750k, 750cc engine. It's the first motorcycle out of Japan. I think the first production bike period with an inline 4 engine. And this bike became the model for the Z1900 from Kawasaki, the KZ1000, the CB900 from Honda, the CB1000 later on down the road, from Yamaha, the XS11, and all the sport bikes, the R1 4-cylinder inline. They all sprung from this one right here. This was the first production bike ever made that came standard with a disc brake. Before the CB750k or the CB750, the front brake was a drum brake. I've owned it for ever since 2001, so 18 years maybe. And back in 2001, people would still advertise their motorcycles for sale in the newspaper. That's where I found this bike. There was an ad, I responded, went and looked at it, hadn't ridden the bike in years. Took it on a test drive, everything seemed to work, I bought it. I've put it in the back of the pickup truck and took it to Daytona Beach for Bike Week one time, and the next year I packed up my luggage rack and my backpack, and I rode the bike to Daytona for Bike Week. It's got a kickstart. That's how I start it. I kick it over. It does have an electric start, but the button right here has rotted away. I've got a new button and the spring, a kit to repair it, but I've just never gotten around to it. The way this bike is set up is pretty much the way I ride it all the time. It's got this, I believe it's a MGO fairing and a little bitty windshield. I wanted something to keep the wind off of me, and to maybe pick up the rocks or something, that whatever might get thrown up at me from the road. And I've got this pad right here. I bought this pad on Amazon.com because my seat's rotting away. I've got some dry rot going on right here, and so that pan's rusted out pretty good too. The pad didn't give me enough cushioning, so I improvised. I got this piece of foam right here, a little knee pad, and that did the trick. That gave me enough cushioning. I've put maybe 7,000 miles on the bike, not that much. I need to replace the chain and the sprocket. Look at that sprocket right there. Are those teeth getting sharp or what? But I need to replace that sprocket, the chain, the counter sprocket right there. That's back behind in there. I bought Allen wrench bolts to replace all these Phillips heads. So I want to go ahead and replace all that. I want to replace the rubber boots on the carbs, the intake, and the air filter side. I want to go through the carbs. I want to get it synchronized, but the bike will crank up and run, even though it does need a little bit of work right there. I've got this tank bag right here, Joe Rocket Manta, I think they call it. It's sort of obsolete as far as technology goes for cell phones. I mean, nowadays smartphones, that doesn't work out real good. But it's magnetic, and it'll carry your cell phone and stuff. It does the job. As far as work I've done on this bike, I had a seal leaking right here, so I went ahead and just did a complete rebuild of the forks, progressive springs, new seals, new rubber boots right here. All that's new. I've had to replace the front brake pads a couple times. I've rebuilt the caliper once, which is very simple. A rebuild kit for a caliper like this is just a round seal. A round seal, that's all it is. And real simple to repair. 4-into-1 pipes, of course those aren't stock. A stock 750 had 4-into-4, beautiful looking pipes. I don't have the badge on here. I do have them in the basement, I just never put them on. The original owner of this bike, I still have his parking permit right here. It says KSU up underneath there. Don't know if you can read it, but KSU, Kansas State University. This is a good old fun bike to ride. It's inexpensive. You can still get parts for this bike. Plenty of parts out there. Lots of manufacturers that still make good parts. This is a part that I bought brand new. A brand new part right here. This is not made by Honda. It's a reproduction. But my high beam, my original high-low beam switch had rotted out. And my headlight wasn't working, and I thought the problem was right here. So I got a new switch, wired it all up in the headlight bucket, turned on the headlight, and nothing. So after that, went ahead and pulled off the seat, pulled off the tank. I looked for a loose wire, a bare wire. Lucky for me, it was right in front of me. So that turned out to be a quick repair. This is an old bike. It's a good bike. Almost 20 years ago, I paid $500 for it. Nowadays, I just looked on Craigslist. There were 7 CB750s for sale. I threw out the high, which was $9,500. I threw out the low, which was $350. And the 5 bikes that were left, they averaged $2,280. So they've gone up in price. Fun bike to kick around on. Good for commuting. Doesn't cost much to insure. You can put regular gas in it. I get, I don't know, 46 miles per gallon. I never really keep up with that. Doesn't have a fuel gauge. No fluid, no water cooling, no oil cooling. Completely air-cooled bike. Anyway, this is the first motorcycle video that I've made. I watch a lot of motorcycle videos online. There's lots of really great motorcycle videos, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out there. Let folks look at my bike, maybe make a comment or two. Thank you for viewing. Bye-bye.